everybody, my name is Goblin, your friendly neighborhood Cookie Mancer and Dungeon Master to the amazing show, Scheduled Conflicts. I have been a Dungeon Master for over 7 years and have obtained loads of experience under my belt these past few years. You've sent your D&D 5e related questions and I am here to pass on my experience to you. So without further ado, let's hop right into it. Woo! Alright, first up. Most WTF moment you've ever experienced DMing. So, one of my very first campaigns I ever run was set in the very world that I'm actually running our Scheduled Conflicts campaign in the land of Eos. And this earliest version was a very unpolished version. There was very little in preparation for it. I just sort of built a map and went go. And my first campaign was technically an evil campaign. Yeah, I know, evil campaigns. Those always turn out great for everyone. So anyway, we had our party ambushed by a white dragon.
Take flight, Blue Eyes White Dragon, rise!
And this is a party that is level 3 at the time. They're not supposed to be fighting this thing. And our rogue knew that. So our rogue, in the heat of the moment, who just so happened to know how to speak Draconic, turned against his party, offering the party to the dragon if the dragon allowed him to escape. And it worked. The rogue rolled a persuasion check high enough that the dragon started to hunt the other players. And it was at this point that I knew the campaign was doomed to fail. One of our players died, the others sort of fled for the hills and regrouped, and it just became very unstable after that. So I would say that was my biggest WTF moment. What's the easiest and hardest parts of DMing? Scheduling. That's it. That's literally it. Our freaking brand is named after the biggest threat and probably the easiest threat to face in all of your campaigns, whether it's D&D, Pathfinder, I was about to say Starfield. I mean, if you're a busy adult with lots of things to do, you'll find it hard to play Starfield. But yes, scheduling. Scheduling is probably the most difficult thing you're going to tackle when it comes to the campaign you're trying to run. Do you know how hard it is in a modern day to get 6 people together, period? Like, you need to sync up your week to make sure that every single person does not have work, can actually spare 4 hours of their day to sit down and focus on something with you. You know, scheduling. It's not the trash that'll kill you, it's getting to the trash that's gonna kill you. Have you ever had a time where you almost entirely improvised a session? Improv starts to become a natural flow to the game when you have parties that are a little unsure of where they should go next. Sometimes the best method is to allow the players to fill those roles for you.
I forgot what the hell I was telling you.
It is great to have players that have minds that wander. You know, you're along this trail, going to the next town, and your players are already brainstorming what could possibly be happening next. It is these moments that I believe you should take advantage of. Because sometimes the players will come up with way better ideas than you could have ever thought of in the moment. And it's up to you to sort of sprinkle that in. Because I have had times where I've come into a session and literally told the party, okay, listen up. I literally have nothing prepared, so we're just gonna see what happens. And it tends to work out. Luckily, there are a lot of tools that Dungeons & Dragons has that you can utilize. Xanathar's Guide to Everything is a bookmarked tab of mine because it has encounters for everything. My favorite method is to get that book, tell your party to roll D100s, yes, every single one of them, and then pick which ones would make the most interesting encounters for that moment. Make sure it's ones that make sense. You don't want to just throw a random adult black dragon in the middle of town when there's no real reason for one to be there. You know, just kind of pick at your own brain at this for a little bit, and you should be able to find a flow that works best for you. Have you ever had that player? And if so, how'd you handle it? Oh boy, that player. We have all at least seen or heard the experience of that player. That player who loves to throw monkey wrenches, horseshoes, and hand grenades into everything you're trying to develop. I have had the displeasure of experiencing one of those things, and if you're watching this right now, problem player, I both am sorry and not sorry, because you have really forced my hand several times to make sure that a campaign can keep going. I have a particular player who picked up a joke character. He built him for the lulz, for the memes, not for any cohesive story or thriller that you could possibly come up with as a dungeon master. He was there to have a good time in his own way. This player was an Aasimar bard, and you think a bard has lots of choices when it comes to what instrument he would play, the lutes, the drums, the dulcimer. This boy chose a frickin' triangle. A triangle! How do you make an entire song or a ballad out of a triangle? But somehow he did it. He rolled those nat 20s, and there he is singing "We Are the Champions" by Queen on the triangle. And mind you, the party is currently in a dungeon right now, facing all kinds of trouble and chaos, and the bard has married off to the tavern with nothing better for them to do, not help the party, not assist with anything, but make a few coppers playing on the triangle at the bar. It was at that moment that there was an executive decision. Remember back at the first question when I said the rogue turned a white dragon against the party? Yeah, that dragon ate the bard. And you'd think by then, like, okay, you've learned a little bit of a lesson. You've learned that maybe we should work together as a cohesive unit. But no, this player decides that he is going to create a new character, a gnomish wizard, who he has deliberately said, This player deliberately said, I am going to hate your character, in this case the rogue, I'm going to hate your character for no particular reason. And it was at this point I felt it necessary to pull the plug on the campaign, because I knew this was gonna get nowhere fast. So congratulations, Triangle Aasimar. You're the reason that I had to finish my first campaign abruptly. And thanks to you, you now have your joke character sitting somewhere in a Elias doing absolutely nothing but get tortured to death. Alright, next up. Have any of previous campaigns crossed paths with an actual mind goblin? Mind goblin, these nuts! Putting aside the joke that has to do with mind goblin. Nope, can't say I have. Well, thank you all so much for watching. I hope you learned something, or at least had a good time with it. If you've got some burning D&D related questions, feel free to leave them down in the comments below, and they might be featured in an upcoming video just like this one. Till next time, keep it sweet, everybody. Bye-bye!